'cause I'm a woman. And I share your pains. I am a woman. The scars of lost remain. Yes, I am a woman, and this is my plea to all young women in my community. Uplift yourself with education. Come help me build a better nation. Talking about women.
Amen, amen, amen. Women, we know what to do. We know how to make these steps to advance ourselves, all right? And this song is most appropriate for the next segment that we're going into, and we're going to get right into it.
99.9 WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
I love the name of this rhythm. I call Rock and Come In. In is WEN. Rock and Come In. All right. All right, folks. So yes, the time here in SVG, it is 7:49, and we are into another segment of Activated Mornings program. All right. So you have with you in studio Dianna, Cain, and Roleza Samuel, your hostesses for this morning. All right, so in this segment, we are focusing on the education revolution, the story of Iesha Richardson and the grandchildren, or three of the grandchildren of Lena Nedd. And these were two stories that we came across that were inspiring, right? Inspiring. And I just wanted for us to talk a little bit about it because, interestingly, when I looked at the island scholars for this year, they were all female. Not a male was in sight, right? Not a man was in sight. But so we have to give props, as I always say, every time I speak about the education revolution, there are many things that I can comment or not the government on, but this is never going to be one of them, right? Because of the fact that we know that through the advancements or through persons having the opportunity to advance themselves academically, that it does open up the opportunities for their life, so the circumstances of their life to improve. All right. And this year we noticed that there was an increase in terms of the number of persons who benefited. This 104 persons, and I think 2,000 persons got tuition scholarships or tuition assistance. And the PM has made a promise that once persons apply and they qualify, he will find the money. This is the one time when I like to hear when the PM say he will find the money, right? Because it's not just from an individual standpoint, but collectively, if we have a society of educated persons, and I don't want for it to seem as if it's just academic education in terms of qualifications, etc., because skills training also is part of formal learning. All right, but once we have a society of persons who are trained, who are skilled, who are able to put their education to proper use, we, for the most part, would have a better society, right? Yeah. You would have a society of persons who are able to not be reliant on handouts and on benefits. We'd have a society of persons who are probably engaged in the things that they actually want to be engaged in terms of meaningful employment that is rewarding and fulfilling and intrinsic rewarding, all of those things. So if we have that, and, sometimes it's just making yourself proud and seeing the things that you can accomplish in your life. So correct. I'm happy that. So this discussion actually lends from an article that's on Eyewitness News. It was an opinion piece. It was a submission from Iesha Richardson, and the title of it is From Wattle and Dab to First Class Honors. You hear that? A journey of faith and resilience, and it is a truly inspiring story. All right, for those of you who may find yourself out there, you think that your circumstances or your current position is all that there is going to be in your life. If you want to see a person who has made it through, I highly suggest that you go to Eyewitness News and you read that story, right? There's also another story on Eyewitness News. The title is Children of Three Sisters and National Scholars in SVG, all right? So the descendants of Lena Nedd 3 of her grandchildren actually were/are island scholars, and I think that is to be commended. We're going to.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it now. You want me to go ahead?
Go ahead.
All right. So let's deal with this story of
The Nedds.
Of the Nedds, right? So Dianna Edwards, one of the 2024 National Scholars and one of the 4 recipients of the Prime Minister's Award, is the daughter of a woman whose 2 other sisters also have children who are national scholars, all right? So Dianna Edwards' grandmother, Lena Nedd of Diamonds, left SVG in 1980s for Curacao to seek a better life for her children. She left 7 children, 4 boys and 3 girls, in the care of their father. And their maternal grandmother, Elmeda Nedd, also played an instrumental role in their life. We could have just do it direct from here.
Oh, I was thinking, just in case somebody was listening and they wanted to say something to her, they could have called direct.
Oh, so I mean,
yeah.
All right, but we all right. So what we're actually going to do is that we're going to make contact with Iesha Richardson at this time, and just hear a little bit of her story. All right. So let's just make that contact at this time.
Good morning.
She's there. All right.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I am good.
You're good. Well, you're the face of inspiration this morning, because when I looked at the the Eyewitness News, I think you have over 2,000 likes by now. I think.
Oh wow.
Let me confirm. But so we have on the line Iesha Richardson. So Iesha, tell us your story.
First of all, let me say thank you so much for having me. I'm truly humbled to be such an inspiration, especially after my story went viral. Thanks to Mr. Kenton Chant of Eyewitness News. It was a complete surprise to see how much it resonated with so many people from all walks of life. My story a little bit. I grew up with very, very little. To say that I regret how I grew up will be a lie, because of how I grew up, I guess that is what propelled me to do what I did. Growing up, I had no running water, no electricity, no indoor bathroom. Life was hard. I'm not ashamed to say that. I faced many, many challenges, but education became my light. It was my only way forward. As I would often hear my mommy say, education is the only way out of poverty. She toiled and worked hard, honestly. And I would have attended the Bible Methodist School, big up my alma mater there. And then I went on to the girls' high school. I faced some hurdles at the GHS, not because of teachers, but because I guess of my bad decisions. Not to say like I got into anything major. I was never suspended. And I guess sometimes when you're trying to escape poverty, you fall, you hit, you meet people who promise to give you a hand, but I think the only answer in that way is to have a strong mindset and to trust God. I made my first daughter, Kevisha, at age 19 when I finished secondary school. And, between there, I was up and down. And you know that we are living in a very competitive world where employers are now looking for people with that piece of paper, if you know what I mean. And I realized I was seeking jobs and I was getting through or getting a adequate paying job, I should say. You understand? So I remember going to the Prime Minister's office to try to get on the program. And he said, but you have sexes. Why didn't you pursue community college? And I said, community college is not for me. It's for people who just leave school, because then I think I had left school probably 9 years. I did. I walked out and I knew that I did not want to go to college because all I wanted was money to ensure that my kids' needs were being met. Anyways, I went to college in 2018. It turned out extremely well. I was a top student. Big up my past lecturers, Mrs. Fishy, Gumsy, Junior Laborde, and all my classmates who made my journey very easy. Easy to say. I fitted in well, but I was faced with many hurdles because I have 4 children. I was in, everybody in my family was looking up to me, and I didn't understand why, because I have 5 other siblings, and I was the only one who would have gone to secondary school, completed, and I didn't have like any, people say you want to born with a gold spoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I finished college, I decided that I'm going back to the Prime Minister's office thinking, yeah, I got an associate degree. He said, no, you can't stop it because there are people in the service with higher degrees, and, you have to ensure that when you come out, you have something that will match other people. And before I graduated at college, I got assistance to complete the application process at UE, and in my email I saw an acceptance letter. It felt like a dream because, to be honest, even though education was my light, I didn't see myself going so far, but my village believed in me. So I began my university journey, and I was balancing family responsibilities, financial limitations, and moments of personal struggle. I remember difficult times, like when my son was in the ICU. In my 4th semester, I had to stay hard, to stay focused while faring the first. But through it all, I kept pushing forward, believing that each step was taking me closer to a better future. And while I know people doubted me, and they actually gave me titles that didn't belong to me. Wow. But I tried to drown out those noise and focus on my kids, because it was me and them alone, and still it's me and them alone. But I just want to say that I'm incredibly thankful for the government's effort through the education revolution, because they make tuition scholarships more accessible for people like me. And this support has been a lifetime for so many of us who have the drive and determination but lack the financial means, as I didn't know how I was going to fund this, right? So because of this, I think because of the support from the government through the education revolution, it also allowed me to be a proud graduate of the University of the West Indies.
And let's put in first class there, please. You can't downplay your first class degree.
No. Yes, and my path through university also wasn't easy, I'm telling you. It's not something that I had foreseen, but because nights I won't get to complete my kids' assignment in terms of assisting them. And I never look for pity from anyone, because I know that this is my only hope, and I know my kids were looking on, and they're still looking on at me. And people sometimes don't understand, why is she pushing the kids like this? She's always with them. I'm always posting them, because while some of us believe in diamond and gold and money, success is not always defined by the possession. And I believe education is a success to me. It is like gold in my pocket. And balancing my studies with the demands of life, family, and hardship was incredibly tough. But as you see, the reward was not just a degree, as my daughter will say. It's a first-class degree. And again, I'm just deeply grateful to people who told me no because I showed them that I did it and I said yes. And along my journey, I received some help because I fell ill during my journey where I could have deferred and I said no. I have two personal friends who really, really helped me in terms of helping me with my kids financially because, I don't have that job where I could have said, boy, I have a job, I can do this, I can do that. But my eyes were always set on completing the university so that other people can see my story. And I am a very strong writer. Most people know that I am very shy when it comes to the camera, but I am a very strong writer. And my lecturers at university also, they were very impressed with my practicum, my research paper. And yes, thank you, WEFM also for highlighting my story. And to anyone out there, regardless of your background, I want you to reach for something greater. Let's continue to take advantage of these opportunities. I want everyone to try. Sometimes it's very hard. People can say, go and get it. But if you don't have that support, that somebody to talk to, I want them to strive for excellence. And I think once we do that together, we can contribute to the development of our nation, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
All right. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And I especially love the fact that you came on at this time when there are children who are going to be listening to us. All right. So Iesha, we have to say big up to you. Much congratulations to you. When I read it, as like when your skin starts to crawl because you're so inspired by what you read. That's what happened to me when I read it. And I almost felt like I know you just because of the story that you gave and how humble you were in terms of stating you weren't shy about expressing where it is that you came from, and another thing that I also want to point out and to congratulate you for, there are many times when women think that when they've made children, it's quote unquote the end of their life because their life stops, right? But you did not let that happen to you. You still found a way. It was difficult, but you still found a way to be a mother, be a parent, and still push through and get your education. I think that is one of my key takeaways from the article, in that you did not let your life stop, and you took advantage of the opportunities that were available to you, and you pushed on and you proceeded. So much congratulations
definitely.
to you.
Yes, thank you, because definitely a lot of women who would have gone through childbearing at a young age, like myself. I had my first child at age 19. The other two came quickly, and then my son. And then, I would see comments where people will say, football team. I know my mother was disappointed in me at some point in time, but she never stopped loving me. And she will say, oh God, Iesha, you ain't see had children, you're going to make children too, but sometimes it's not that we go for it. And as you said, it is a testament that having children is not a full stop in your life. It's not a full stop. And I don't like to say, if I do it, you can do it, because not everybody will have to say, but I just want my story to serve my story to serve as one of faith, perseverance, and resilience for any mother, any young girl out there to go forward. I am open. If you want to talk to me, I can guide you. I might not be the perfect example to many, but I am here. I always have a listening ear, although my hands are full at times with the responsibilities for my kids. And again, thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome.
Iesha, I'm not sure if we've ever spoken before, but I have been observing you for a while as it relates to your children. Wow. And I have to say that I admire the way that you, and you said it, I admire the way that you push them. I admire the way I look at them whenever they have, it's a rehearsal here or some show here, you're there with them. You're there to either to drop them off or to come and pick them up if you have to sit down outside and wait. I've seen you do that because, I've been in plays with your daughters before, and I have observed and I've admired that about you. So Big up on that.
Wow.
Yes.
It's interesting how
Thank you
people
so much.
it's interesting how people observe you when you don't even realize it,
Oh,
Iesha.
wow, I didn't even know that. I realized I'm just feeling overwhelmed from
Yeah.
it. So it's not in a bad way, but
Mhm.
I just didn't see this going viral. I just want people to know that this degree was not handed to me.
Mhm.
Yes, everybody, there are other people who would have haven't gotten a first class degree, but this degree was just something special to me. I just wanted to share my journey, that it was not something that was given to me so easy, and not just a degree, as you will say, a first class degree. You know,
Mhm.
so it's just like last night, like everybody reaching out to me, people who I never met from different countries, and yes, I
Lovely.
tried to shy away from live interviews
Yeah.
because my expense is in writing.
Okay. Well, thanks very much again for joining us. And we are just going to continue to wish you much success, not just for you, but for your children as well. Because I know that, I mean, yes, you did it for yourself. For your congratulations to you, but I know that you also did it for your children. All right. So congratulations to all of you and to the
Thanks for
entire
having me.
support system that you had with you. All right. So congrats. And that was our interview with Iesha Richardson, talking about her story. And again, as I mentioned before, that if you want to read the full story, you can go on Eyewitness News. And yes, at the time of looking at it, there were 2.2 thousand persons who reacted to the story that was posted. All right. So yeah, right. We just have to make use of opportunities that are out there, especially for us as women. You know, our pretty looks and, you know, nice body and thing is a plus, but by itself, it's not the only thing to us. All right. So go on out there, get that education, and become a meaningful and contributing member of society.
Yes. I endorse that message.
It's something I used to tell my students back in the day, because I was teaching convent school.
Lovely.
And they're always in the mirror and they're fixing up their hair and say, listen to me, it's good to have your pretty face and all of that. But at some point, you have to have more going for you than just your looks. All right. So always something that I used to highlight. All right. So time here in SVG is 9:10. All right. And our time check came to you with the compliments of New Haven Funeral.